welcome to UK Theme Parks. My name's Adam and today we are in Blackpool for the Illuminations, a yearly tradition here on the channel to come and wander down the Illuminations, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We've got some lovely bits on the side here, but look at these two balls. We've got a little ring which we can walk through down there. We're going to go down there, have a look of course at the tower, which, you know, when we started doing this and the tower was being refurbished, the lights on it were pretty much non-existent, but of recent years Merlin have really upped their game on it, and it's a real symbol now for Blackpool. Looking amazing. These balls are really good. Got a tunnel down there which we're going to have a closer look at, and of course the lights then that stream. I think it's about 6 miles along here. It's a long way that they stream right the way across. Now what we're planning on doing is walking from here down to the pleasure beach. We're then going to drive up to the other end where the larger light displays are before topping it off up there. But yeah, loads of little bits, look, loads of little bits. Now we know there's some new lights. You'll have to spot them as we go, because honestly after 6 miles of these it's very difficult for us to tell what's what. But the atmosphere down here is buzzing, absolutely buzzing. Projected onto the front, lightpool, Blackpool Illuminations, and there is the tower. As we said, there's a little like walk-through archway down here which you can wander through, with the lights then that continue right down the bottom. Projections are coming from there for the tower, and it's now bursting out music, which is just typical, to be honest with you, when we're standing here. But yeah, the lights are fantastic. We're going to take a walk of them now. I hope you join us, hope you enjoy it. I know it's not a theme park, but anyone knows the channel well knows this is what we do, and knows we also do attractions. So here we go, Blackpool Illuminations 2021, here we come. So what we didn't know is they actually have projection mapping on the front of the tower, with Sooty and Sweet being the first one. So what you saw there was the sooty show projected on the side of the tower. I have to say I don't remember seeing that before. I don't know whether it's new or not, but I certainly don't remember seeing it in previous years. It would have been nice if they'd switched the lights off on the front. It's probably not possible given that they all sort of come on at once. But yeah, actually it looks better for a camera than what it did in person. But here's the House of Cards. Very cleverly lit House of Cards. They look amazing. There's some cracking pictures and drawings and things on here. Looks really, really cool. Look at that one. I love that one. That is fabulous. Again, not something I've seen in previous years. Funny enough, it doesn't look new though. It does look a little bit worn, if you will. It does look really fantastic. I'm guessing the group maybe that have done these before have displayed them in different places. I said I don't think they've been displayed by the lights before. I could be completely wrong, but look amazing. And of course when you look over now you can see the tower, you can see the balls of light, the tunnel down the bottom, the House of Cards at the front. Blackpool Illuminations is very much alive, and now we're going to walk down and start looking at the lights. And it's funny actually because we noticed some sooty lights down here. I wonder why they were there. It's because there's a show on the front of the tower. It's definitely noticeable over the last few years that local businesses have really sort of picked up with the lighting. And here's Sooty and Sweep, Sue. And of course one of the new areas for last year which has saved for this year, which is the NHS rainbow section with some of the more recent lights. Of course Coral Island, one of the biggest arcades. Over to the right is when the big wheel really comes alive. Now I'm not too sure about the pattern on the big wheel and whether or not that's what it should be doing. We'll check it from the other side and see. But it still looks good, doesn't it, from here? Still looks good. Blackpool Sea Life has a screen now. It's a bit of a shame that, you know, Merlin didn't think about lighting up. Bear in mind this is like this, you know, so many months of the year. It's a bit of a shame they didn't just do something a bit different rather than the corporate sort of sea life and things, and really light it up for the period. Here comes the famous train, the Illumination train. Illuminations wouldn't be complete without that going up and down the trams. And of course the thank you NHS section. Which looks fantastic. Sometimes, you see, you don't need me talking to appreciate this. In fact, a lot of people watching this thinking they don't need me talking at all to appreciate anything. But Blackpool really comes to life at night, especially during the Illuminations. What's down at the Fun Palace here? Everything just sort of turns to more sparkly and flashy and more the cool light display rather than the bright colours down the other end. And of course once you pass this pier you can see the South Pier and of course the big one illuminated. Now I've always said it is really nice that Blackpool Pleasure Beach do illuminate the big one, but again, you know, can you imagine now if the big one had the same lights on as what the tower had on? Could you imagine the view? And that's we're at least a mile away from the big one. The view would be incredible, it really would. Well, I never understand why they don't do it. I get cost, I do understand cost, but again, this is on for 3-4 months a year, extended this year because of all the problems. It's on till like January. It's going to see through the new year, these lights. Imagine a bit of investment on the big one, which I don't think is going anywhere anytime soon. Oh, it just look amazing. Now my guess is that is how the wheel is supposed to function on both sides. Nice multicoloured chasing. much like the tower. Looks really, really good. Really, really good, to be fair. Absolutely love it. And of course, we're still in the twinkling, but we are getting down to some different lights. But just thought we'd show you back and show you the wheel from this side, which I think this is the way that most people tend to drive the lights. Of course, a lot of these lights now can be sponsored, and to be fair, have been sponsored quite a lot over the past few years. But with the technology change in screens and LEDs, you now get proper advertising rather than I think the jewelers used to have one. I don't know if they've still got one down the bottom, which kind of has you know, where to go to the jewelers and things. You can get real proper ones now and pay for them. McDonald's used to have ones down here. I'm not sure whether they've still got them. We will be walking past that shortly, and Pleasure Beach have them out as well. But as you can see, the lights do change. They kind of go from really sort of whatever you pay for. Oh, that amount working. Maybe they didn't pay too much for that one. Right the way down to these wonderful ones down here, which flash right across the road from one side to the other. Now, even in the sort of 10-15 years I've been visiting the lights have been on for, I don't know, 80-90 years, something like that. Obviously the technology changed into LEDs from the old-fashioned lights, and there used to be a lot of old-fashioned lights even 10-15 years ago. It's remarkable, you know, 10-15 years ago it would have been not cost effective, shall we say, to do displays like this with the lights available. LEDs have taken you know, a massive front stage. You've seen it in fairground rides, you've seen it on shop signs, you'll have seen it everywhere. They're cost effective. You know, even Christmas lights. 10-15 years ago I was putting the old Christmas bulbs on when one goes, to stand there trying to replace every one to find out which one it is. Not so much anymore. It's all high quality LEDs, and yeah, I do appreciate LEDs have been around a long time in one shape or form or another, but not mainstream like they are now with displays and technology like this. So this used to be quite old-fashioned. I think even looking back on some of our older videos, you'll see it's old-fashioned, where now it's not so much, and it looks amazing, but also it does bring the cost down. You know, I thought this cost an absolute fortune to run, but to be honest, after watching Sean's backstage video, it doesn't actually cost as much as what I think everyone thought it did, to be fair. So I think this is hugely, hugely profitable for Blackpool. I don't just want to say the council, you know, there's people over here selling lights, kids are buying lights, they're everywhere. You've got donation points every end, and we do recommend you donate something at the end of the day. If you're driving down this for free, it is absolutely spectacular. As we said, about 6 miles as well. Local businesses are open, you know, the piers will be absolutely rammed. And yeah, at the moment obviously it is half term in Scotland, seemingly. It's not half term in England, but it's half term in Scotland, seemingly. This is like this every night. Every night there'll be traffic coming down here, there'll be cars waiting, and loads of people waiting to see the lights. It really is spectacular. I don't think there's a better vibe you can get from nightlife. I know people will say, oh, you know, you can go out in towns and things, clubbing, blah, 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 blah. But family nightlife, I don't think there's anything better than coming to see the lights. Here comes the other illuminated tram, which is the boat. I can't actually think what I'd be doing if I didn't see this every year. Royal Navy life without limits. As we approach down to the South Pier, and it pretty much starts the lights at the Pleasure Beach and goes right up the other end. But yeah, these are sort of the older looking lights, the older style ones, the cabaret girls, kind of the show pieces. Some of them have certainly had some updated LEDs in, some of them not so much, but I love it. Love the variety you get from here. And I can see the jewelers down there as well. We'll switch back on when we get down there. One I always remember here is Beaverbrook's the jewelers. They seem to sponsor this bit along here. But yeah, complete light change again. This looks like strobe lights. Love it, absolutely love it. And then sort of more for your diamond cool lights across there. Now, I don't trip over something because it's so poorly lit here. Here is the South Pier. You'll have seen it on many vlogs that we've been on there. We've ridden the crazy coaster. You can't quite see the breakdance from here, but you can see the wonderful new LED work on the Hard Rock there, the Miami. The crazy coaster always looks amazing. They obviously bought that new, complete with lights. My preference, I think my South Pier is definitely my preference between the two. I think it's got more going for it. It's a bit of a shame the log flume's gone, mind you. I don't know whether that's disappeared from the summer, whether that's gone somewhere for the winter period. I don't even think things like that open at Winter Wonderland. But then here's the lights as we approach the South Pier, and of course the Pepsi Max big one, which is all you can see from Blackpool Pleasure Beach. That's all you want to see, right? You don't want to see anything else. You're not going to see Icon coming through there. Love it. We're going to see what's in this show building here. It used to be a sort of dancing cabaret sort of style show with Kylie Minogue's All the Lovers. Anyone that comes to Blackpool that doesn't leave without hearing Kylie Minogue All the Lovers, I'm afraid you haven't been to Blackpool. It's as simple as that. So let's go and see what's inside of there, because it wasn't open last time we come. We made it down to the South Pier. It is definitely not playing Kylie Minogue. As I said, I think it's been shut off the last couple of years. It might not have been here at all actually the last year, but it's playing more dancey sort of music now. The guy seems to be looking at it. Oh no, he's off. He's given up. So it's just sort of a, just sort of a, I don't know what it is. I don't know. I won't lie to you, I think I prefer the dancing cabaret show that they used to have here. It's nice to have some lasers, but I don't get it. I simply don't get it. It's the end of the Jewelers. Pepsi Max big one. We're gonna get something to eat. I'm gonna get some chips from here because I am starving. South Pier always looks fantastic this time of night. And again, you've come from the other end, which is a hive of activity, down to here, which is another hive activity. Blackpool's alive for miles. So that's where we stopped down this end at the Pleasure Beach. Now we're going back down the other end. Just see a few of the lights there. There's a new board on the front of the Pleasure Beach as well, which lights up quite nicely. Yeah, I mean, it is a hive of activity. It really, really is. And even from here down the other end looks incredible. But I'm going to enjoy my sausage and chips. And I say that because it is acceptable to have gravy on chips up here. I think I've said it in another vlog, and I bloody love it. Bloody love it. Did it in Hull, gonna do it here as well. But here we go. Blackpool Pleasure Beach. We do really recommend that you walk it if you can. We've walked down from that pier, but we are now going to go right the way up and have a look at the statues right up the top. They're about 4 miles away, so yeah, we'll see you soon. Due to the rain, we decided that we're just going to hang out the window to film these ones. Also, I recommend highly that you do walk the lights where possible. It has started raining here in Blackpool. But here is the top end of the lights, and these are the ones that I don't think everyone sees, to be honest with you. These are the big boards. These are fantastic looking, really are. From the pirate ship to obviously the guy on the bike is retro. Sitting in Sweeperback with Sue and Richard. There is a haunted house a little bit further along as well. These are lovely, these really are lovely ones, these ones. We did walk them in last year's video, so if you want to see a real close up to these, be sure to check out that, but unfortunately it is hammering it down outside, which is why we've decided to drive along here. But it's good to see people up here really, really enjoying it. And these are the classic ones as well. These are the old style ones. These are the ones that you know, really spark the lights off and kind of got everything going. These aren't just and then of course we come to the famous Basil Rush. Boom, boom. He doesn't like a bit of basil brush, come on. Just past the Daleks there, just past Doctor Who, to the Haunted Hotel. It's had little projections on the front. I do love this one. It is one of my favourites. I'm going to try to see where I'm going at the same time. Love the Haunted House, really enjoy that. A few character meet and greets, if you will, and of course the one that starts it all off, and that's it. That is the end of the lights. There we go, end of the Blackpool Illuminations 2021. I'm really sorry we did have to drive. I had to drive through that last bit. It started absolutely tipping down here in Blackpool, which is typical. I've got 2% left on the GoPro, so I can't go back, but we quite captured it all. It was nice to walk, you know, at least half of them. It was brilliant, really was brilliant, and it's great to see the ones down this end again. If you want to see them up close, check out last year's. But my name's Adam, it's been UK Theme Parks from Blackpool, and what is now Sainsbury's for some food. We'll see you next time.